What is up, Among Us fans, Amongaloids, and goons? It's your boy PotatoVerse back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the dollar store-ish chain that has Japanese imported stuff called Daiso. If you don't know what Daiso is, I basically summed it up. It's like a Dollar General, a Dollar Tree, and they sell like imported Japanese goods. They sell like stationery, ramen, household like goods, some novelties. My favorite area is the ramen area / like food area, just because it has all the stuff that I'm there for. I don't really need household goods and I don't really need stationery for anything. Over there I have an IBM Action Writer 1 and a couple of letter like envelopes to send people. So if I wanted to send someone a letter, I could send like a really nice hand typed letter to someone. I would just have to worry about the candle wax and like the wax press for the letter, but unfortunately I'm not that classy. I don't have my own like iconography for it or anything, or my own like little logo to put on there. Although maybe I should get one of those. I feel like it'd be very nice to get a letter from someone and then just have like a little wax seal on the back. Make them feel like they got a letter from like the 1800s. Even though my typewriter released in the 80s, but at this point, who's really keeping track of the difference between the 1800s and the 1980s? It's not like there's 180 years between the 1980s and the 1800s. Speaking of the 1980s, I could really go for some pizza right now. Obviously, if I order pizza, I'm going to go with Little Caesars. Little Caesars just does it the best, but this is a story about ramen, not about pizza. Anyways, I went to the Daiso and I picked up like 10 packs of ramen. I got some of the foam bowl ones that are like instant. I got a couple of stir fry ones and I got some tonkatsu style ones just because I like to have a mixture of different ramens to eat. You know that really shitty feeling you get when you eat the same thing over and over and over again? You're like, dude, I'm fucking tired of eating this slop, dude. That's what having instant ramen that is the same flavor is like every single day. At least some people probably can eat ramen every day. I can't, because I will go insane and I will like stop eating it. I just don't find it to be very appetizing over and over again. It's one of those things you got to eat like every once a week, maybe come back to it like twice a week, you know? You just have to be in the mood for really good ramen. At the Daiso, I ended up just getting a ton of them. They also had like the little curry blocks, but I didn't get any of those just because I didn't know if I was going to have the material to make curry. I didn't know if it was going to be appetizing or if I was going to hate it by itself, so I just didn't buy any. I also bought a can of canned like boba tea or milk tea, and I bought a metal like bottle of ramen or some kind of Japanese soda. I don't think it was Ramune. It was a different kind of watermelon flavored soda, and it tasted different. I didn't buy any Ramune on that trip though, just because I didn't have the hands for it. I grabbed everything I wanted and like held it in my hands while I walked to the front. I didn't want to worry about getting a basket and being in there for much longer than I wanted to be. So I just grabbed everything I could fit in my hands and like walked over and just dumped it on the fucking counter for the cashier to scan. I probably looked like a fucking mess, but it was fine because I thought it was funny. Because if I'm not having fun, then no one's having fun. At least that's the way I picture interactions. My mom always gets pissed off at me. She's like, it's not funny, Brian. But if I think it's funny, it's funny. It's just how it's written. I don't have to be funny for anyone else. I just have to be funny for myself. If I get out of my car and I fall on the floor and I think it's funny because I fell while getting out of the car, then it's funny. It doesn't have to be for anyone. It doesn't have to be performative. As long as it was funny, it was funny. That's the one thing these normies don't understand. You could do something just for the sake of being funny or whimsical. You don't have to do it for anyone else's convenience or humor other than yours. If you want to walk into a Walmart dressed as a clown because you think it'd be funny, go ahead and do it. Who's to stop you, man? No one should really be stopping you from being your true self. I'll give you a good example here. Back in 2020 when COVID started and the toilet paper shortage was huge for some reason, everyone was trying to get as much toilet paper as they can. I walked into Target and I went over to the toilet paper section, saw that there was no toilet paper left. I dropped to my knees and I screamed no as loud as I can. Honestly, I'm really surprised that I get kicked out. Honestly, I did act like a bit of a jackass in the middle of Target. Looking back, I don't think I should have done that, but I thought it was funny at the moment. And that's all that really mattered to me, was being funny. Back in those days, you probably convinced me to do whatever. Like, you probably convinced me to do a lot of different things that I wouldn't do now. I'd probably back out or be like a little baby about it. But back then, I just didn't have a filter. I would just do whatever I thought was funny. One time, I had a buddy during that time who literally turned off the car in the middle of traffic because of a bit. We didn't think he would do it, but he ended up doing it and thought it was really funny. Safe to say, I'm no longer friends with that person anymore, though. But yeah, just don't be friends with assholes, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. I think we were talking about getting ramen from Daiso first, but honestly, the moral of the story is just don't be friends with assholes and you'll be fine. Realistically, if your friends are like assholes or losers and you don't feel like you're progressing in life with them, like you can cut them off. You don't have to stick with them. I got a couple of buddies I had to do that to a while back. I felt like I wasn't progressing and they weren't really going anywhere in life, so I just kind of said, hey, I'm going to kind of step away, and I haven't talked to them since. To be fair, they never reached back out to me to like kind of talk or ask how I'm doing, but it goes both ways, really. I don't mean to like say that they were like assholes or that they're not going to do anything with their life. I don't want to imply that because I don't know what they're doing right now. They could be doing better than I am, but I feel like in terms of my personal progress, they were just causing setbacks, and I feel like they weren't really helping me be the best version of me that I could be. But yeah, just don't be friends with assholes. You can cut friends off if you don't think they're going to help your progress and being a good person, and yeah, that's really it. All in all, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to go pick up my pizza, and you guys have a good night. God bless. And don't forget to tip your waiters and waitresses and your delivery drivers. I have to start including delivery drivers now because I get complaints from my little brother who does delivery driving about how he doesn't get paid enough. So it's very important that you tip your waiters, your waitresses, and your delivery drivers. All right, that's all I had. Goodbye.